Welcome back to the crew calling all units, driving all cars, part number 96. The Maserati MC12, but before we start with that one, let's have a look at the collection board. Nothing changed here. Drift Monster drag specs, we still have 5 pages. There is nothing new there to be gotten or whatever. So 5 pages of extreme spec, nothing has changed there. Of course we have the police cars now. In street spec the Mercedes GLC, in dirt spec the Jeep Wrangler, in performance we have a couple. I'm having the Nissan GTR at the moment. I'm working my way up in the great missions for the Aventador, and then I need to get the Agera, Huayra, the BMW bike. In race spec we have the Ford Raptor and the Hummer at this moment. Both of them are just too slow to follow the revs. And Mini Coopers, Countrymans, that is not an option. In circuit spec we only have the Gallardo, and then not so sure what that is doing in the police force, but a monster spec, a Bart. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars in the police that I still need to have. Other than that, I have every single car and every single bike in this game, except the rough CTR3 Xfinity edition, because that was a community challenge that has taken place before I was in the game. I only bought the game after shortly after Wild Run, January-February 2016, and the community challenge was before that, and you could win a rough CTR3 with a special livery or an Xfinity sticker or whatever. So I do not have that car. That being said, 372 cars or specs and everything counted together, 97 full stock cars. That means 17 pages, although I don't think that the last one is full yet. No, there are only 3 cars on the last page. But as you can see, empty here, nothing more to buy or to get or to win or whatever. That being said, I'm gonna look for the Maserati. I will take out the performance spec. The Maserati, just like the Gran Turismo, there is not much you can play around with. The full stock is sort of how it looks like, and this is the performance specs. And well, except the Italian flag here maybe. Other than that, not much difference with the full stock. I'm not sure, did I put a license plate on this thing yet? Yeah, big spender, yeah, why not? But the reason I mentioned that number 372 is for this. Driver idea, please, thank you. And now we are going to look at the statistics. Vehicles and parts. Vehicles completion 372 out of 391. Now I am assuming that the AMG GT, which is the summit reward for the summit finale, or for the December summit, whatever you want to call it, it comes with a performance and a circuit spec, so that's a full stock, a performance and a circuit spec. That's 3 more cars, that's 375. Usually there is a placeholder, that means an empty spot for future cars, so that's 376. And I still need to have those 6 police cars, that's 382. Now, it says 391 all of a sudden, so I am thinking, where are the other 9 cars or specs coming from? So I don't know. I'm starting to have a feeling that either they already loaded future summit rewards into the system or something like that, or we have more cars to come, or they're going to come up with some challenges, or maybe in the summit finale you can win more than one car. All possibilities. Either way, no idea how they come to 391, seeing I have all the cars except the 6 police cars. So if I have the 6 police cars, I am at 378. That means I'm missing quite a bunch. And assuming that the MG GT is already in there, so it's 380, 381, okay, but that means 9 cars that I am missing. So apparently they have plans. They just haven't announced them yet. That being said, back to the Maserati. It has rims, and the reason I mentioned that is most cars have rims, of course, but that's the only thing that you can mess about with. And that goes the same for the circuit spec. And even then, your choices are limited to the official ones, so you can either have this one or the other one. The other one I had on the full stock, and this one I have on the performance, and also on the circuit spec, I think, because I don't like the other rim. Two official rims are you can put on here, and that's about it, I believe. I haven't checked my headquarters if you can use other, but all the rest is locked. Interior is locked, the bumpers are locked, even the mirrors and such. So if you see a Maserati in this livery, you know it's a performance spec or a full stock. If you see it in the livery we will see later, then you know it's a circuit spec. So you can't really customize it to your personal favor, not even with the colors. And that is the same for the Maserati Gran Turismo, although that one has at least, you can only use official stuff, but at least it has some official colors. This one just doesn't. This is the only color available for this car in performance spec. And also for the Corsair or the circuit spec, it also comes with one livery. Although I kinda like the view on that one. Not the rear view, not the side view, but the front view is kinda okay. Performance, yep, that's what we are going to test, and let's see what it can do. Seems to have some wheel spinning first. Second is okay. As always, 1 mile drag, and I hit a full nitro bar at the first checkpoint, which is a quarter mile. Second checkpoint was a half mile, and then we go to the finish. The problem is it's weekend, there are people here, so I'm kinda hoping that I don't get any drop from one of them, because that would influence the time, of course. Nevertheless, a 23.0. Previously in the previous video was a Ferrari F12 with a 23.1. This one is a little faster, but still it can be beaten by a Vanquish, which can do a 22.8, and La Ferrari and Huayra even go faster. So a lot of these performance specs have a 23 second in this acceleration test, and the 23.0 is let's say above average. I think I set the average at 23.5 at some point during the series. So this is above average, on the faster side even, but there are a few things which are faster. Let's have a look at the circuit spec. Maserati MC12 Versione Corse, or in other words, circuit spec. Circuit version. It comes with this livery, and also here you have to deal with that. You can put a license plate on it, and you can change one of the two rims that are available that you can put on, and that's about it. But there might be a big difference between the circuit spec and the performance spec from what I hear. We will see on the time. Not really. It's not slow, that is definitely sure. There are a lot of 23 circuit spec cars here as well, but most can do 22 something. Ferrari 458 can do a 21 second, and also, what did we test recently? The Panigale did a 21.4 here. which is probably the fastest I've tested without even realizing it. I believe the I have to check it, but I think that Ferrari 458 can do a 21.7 or 8, so 22.4 is also here above average, I guess, but again there are things faster. But yeah, that's only acceleration. So let's take out the performance spec again, which is going to be a problem if you're going to do it like this, because most likely it will be the last one in the list. That's where they usually add it. There you go. 90 plus, I'm assuming. Most of the cars have a performance spec, give or take a few here or there, and the result of that is that you almost have let's see, I think we had 70 something before calling all units, so around 80 maybe, 80, 85, something like that are available in performance spec. Let's see if we can get an idea about the top speed. We're in the performance spec here, so we are looking for a speed around 400 plus. 410 should be good. That means with slipstream you can get 430 plus out of it. Seems to react quickly, but that's a bit too quickly maybe. And that might be an issue. Might be an issue on bumpy roads. If the car reacts too quickly, if you on a jump and you have to with a corner behind it, you have to steer, you very often gonna lose it. But we'll see how it handles later on our track. But doesn't seem to do anything special here. Meaning 380. Most of the performance specs can do 380 here. 410, 411. That is a pretty good top speed. But it is with nitro downhill and wasn't on the limiter yet. So it probably will do 435, 430, 435 maybe. Might even beat with slipstream, that is. Something like a little eagle speedrome, like some of the players seem to like. Not sure what they're liked about. On an oval, only thing you have to make sure is that you turn left twice every lap. Let's see how it handles on a more, because this is a performance spec. It's not really meant to go on the circuit, so it also should handle on the road. The reason I did this track is, well, it had some heavy braking. There are some understeer corners which tend to understeer a lot of cars. And if you can go smoothly through those corners, you already know that you're dealing with a good car. Brakes are... I was on the brakes way too early, so they are pretty good probably. It is night time, that is always a bit of a problem when you're doing videos, but yeah. Have to slow down though. That's a corner where many cars can dive in, it sort of goes down here. Oh yeah. The brakes are good, but what I already thought on the first corners there was that it kind of understeers a bit, apparently. The understeer corner here, yep, all the way to the outside. Many cars have a problem with that corner, and this is not an exception. If you hit the brakes, it sort of throws it in the corner. That makes it a bit more handleable. So it's not like it's definitely not a Mercedes GLC where you go straight in every corner, but that big of an understeer situation it isn't. Whoa, okie doke. Completely lost it on the jump there. That is only one thing possible. That is a suspension issue. There are a few cars in this game that suffer from the suspension situation there on that jump, and this is one of them. So we have a little understeer, and we seem to have a suspension issue. Kinda reacts quickly, and it oh yeah. Okie doke. Like I said, is this a new calling all unit karting? We had it in the previous video with the Ferrari F12, although not that big, but it also didn't like bumpy roads. And for sure, this one doesn't either. There is an issue with the suspension in my opinion, and that's definitely minus. I'm looking at the times. Well, acceleration is not that bad. It's not the best, but it's at least certainly above average. So that's costing us a bit of money. Oh, wait a minute. They already want some parts for this thing? Yeah, apparently. Let's put it at 1312, shall we? Because this test is over with the performance one. Circuit spec, I'm assuming it's the same situation where it is the last one of the lot. Yep. Maserati MC12 Versione Corse. That's the one. Kinda like the look. This look from the front side. Sideways it's not well that important, and I do not really like the rear, especially look from the side. Let's see what this thing can do, or at least give us an idea. Circuit spec, what we are looking for is a speed somewhere around 430, 440. Although not many can reach 440 here in a solo downhill. With slipstream it all changes of course, but in general the speed that you can get here, if you add 20-25 to it, then you sort of will have the slipstream speed. So if we can get a 430 out of it here, then it probably will do 445, 450 if you go into slipstream. This thing is pretty fast and stable apparently. Compared to the performance spec, this one is way more stable. Although we will see on the big jump later on, because 433 kilometers an hour. Okay, I think the Hurricane was a little faster, but that is also, after we look at that video to be 100% sure, because well, with all those numbers and times and scores one can be mistaken, but I think the Hurricane did 436, 437 something there, and it that means if you add 30 you will come over 460, and that is also what it actually can do. The Hurricane is the new circuit spec Speed King, It's even faster than the Ninja, although it's harder to reach in the Hurricane than on the Ninja. So some speed trap events for the summit or so, the Ninja might still be the better option compared to the Hurricane, but the Hurricane is the fastest at this moment. But this thing, I don't know. It did a 433, which is not that far from the speed we did there in the Hurricane. And what I especially like is the quick response, and sort of overdoing it here now, of course, but I do not lose the car here at any point. I'm pretty sure if you do this with the okay, and then the game crashes on me. Game doesn't like that apparently. So we are back somehow. The game crashed on me while I was doing this with the car. I come back online and then I automatically got into a crate mission and such. Those things are annoying. It's been a week or so. The crew calling all units, and I already had this thing happening. You suddenly go back to your desktop and it tells you the crew doesn't work any longer. But you can immediately restart and you're back into the game, but it is all with this stupid, well, it's not stupid because they're actually quite some fun, those great missions, but it all has to do with that. It messes about if you want to crew up with your friends or such. It does all kind of that situation. Nevertheless, we were testing and we considered, or we were at least constatating that this thing is a bit different than the performance spec. Being that the performance spec had an issue with the suspension, didn't like bumpy roads. Also this one has a pretty good acceleration, although it is slower than the Ferrari 458, but let's see if we push it a bit around here. Little understeer in this one though, which we also already kinda had in the performance spec, till we considered the suspension an even bigger issue. The brakes are also good in this one. Silver medal again. +6. Seriously? Send to headquarters because we want to keep the car at 12.99 at this moment. Off we go. Hitting the brakes in advance there because that was the understeer corner, as I call it, and many cars suffer from there from that corner, and this understeers already as it is, so it was never gonna make that. The bumpy corner also here seems to be a problem. Oh my god, that's not even... I know this is a circuit spec, you're supposed to go to a circuit with it and stay on the circuit, but also here we reach 420, those are Ferrari 458 numbers. So it probably will be top speed wise also in that area. That means somewhere between 445 and 450 something. That means that the Gallardo and the Hurricane and the Saline can still beat it. But oh my god. Yep. Same things coming back. Suspension issue and understeer. are minuses for this car, that is for sure. The circuit spec also has a pretty good top speed. Did 433 downhill there towards the Bonneville flat, and the Hurricane did a 436 or 7 I think there, and the Hurricane is the fastest circuit spec around at this moment. What is that? Laguna Seca. Yeah, that can't be a good thing, Laguna Seca, because you have the S corner there. Yep. Understeer and bumps. It really dives into the corner though. Oh my god. Nope, nope, nope. Laguna Seca is not a track for this car, that is for sure. You get understeer and it can't handle the bumps. And with the what it is called, screw neck or something like that, or bottleneck or whatever it is, that corner there, and yeah. You understeer out of it and then you need to take that jump. Okay. This time the game didn't crash, but the car did. So, okay. Golden Hills? Maybe for Golden Hills. I'll have a quick look on that one. Surprisingly, I also threw this one over Highway 1, the road, coastal road between Los Angeles and San Francisco, and it was not even that bad there. But it understeers though. You can't go on the throttle too soon or you will come on the outside of the corner. Yeah, I hear someone say the number 2 in circuit. I'm not sure where they got that. Maybe it handles differently with a controller or gamepad or wheel. But definitely not with a keyboard, because this thing understeers and it can't handle any bumps. Here we go. Not even that fast, I'll just go out of the corner. I was fully steering to the left, so every corner, if you hit the throttle, you go straight coming out of it. Kind of sticks to the road on sections like this, but yeah, you have to slow down in the corners way more than with other cars to actually make that corner and especially come out of it somehow in a decent way. Gonna switch to the hood cam for a second here. No, you don't see the car then, but nope, 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 nope. To be honest, Yeah, that's another thing. Hello Ubisoft. What's with this? No analog meters, no digital meters, nothing. If you don't have your speedometer up on the hood, you have no idea how fast you're going in this thing because it doesn't show anything. I kept this car for the last video of this series, or at least for now, until the AMG is released and all the other cars, because apparently there are 391 specs loaded into the system, one of them probably being a placeholder, so 390. And even with the 6 police cars, I will have all cars. I only come at around 378. So there are 9-10 more specs or cars in the system. Only problem is no news about it, so we do not know which are there. Are those already the police hot rods that they are doing a voting on their Facebook page? Might be the case, but even then there are only 3 or 4 of them. Then we still are missing 5-6 cars that are already loaded into the system, or bikes, who knows. They're going to bring something else as well, because 391 is the new number apparently that you can have. And that with the rough Xfinity edition, I believe that comes with his own full stock and a performance spec, I'm assuming. That makes it 2 more. 393 will probably be the 3 number if you have all the cars. But you just can't get them yet because they are loaded into the system, but other than that we don't know what it is and where and when and how. So for now, until at least the end of December, where we have the our hands on the AMG, this will probably be the last video in this series. Until they eventually bring the circuit spec from the Ducati Monster, which they somehow announced during the summer update, and we still do not have that. Other than that, I have no idea what the other cars are supposed to be that we are missing. I guess the next few days, weeks and months will tell us. We'll see you guys in the next one, and bye for now.